In the words of Sunil Gavaskar, stupid, stupid, stupid. You can't do that. You can't do that. Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, you need to go to the other pavilion, not the Indian pavilion after this performance. So yeah, fresh of day five. India has lost the test match, Melbourne test match by 184 runs, I think. Yeah. What is your first impression, Angan? First reaction to that?
Bro, we haven't just lost, we've been humiliated, and rightly so. The problem is that we get hopeful, right? Like as a country. Um, I don't know what to say, man. Like it's one of those days where I was expecting to wake up and not exactly be very happy because I always knew that we won't be able to chase down that target after the last wicket partnership that they had. But I thought at least our guys have got the skill set, the temperament, the courage to sort of grind out a draw, if not the least. And I think things were going well till sort of 10 a.m.
Yeah.
That how it's gone completely downhill, especially after Rishabh Pant's brain fade moment. It's, I think, disappointment would be an understatement.
Yeah, I know, right? Like there was a glimmer of hope, at least like till the second session was got over yesterday, and when Lion and Boland were batting, you were like, ठीक है, अगर यहाँ पे wrap up कर लिया innings फटाक से, so we can still there is still a chance. But Australia very cleverly, I think they put it way beyond us, right? The only option, realistic option अपने team के पास बचा था was to save the test match by drawing it. And I don't know, in that mindset, I think वो हमेशा defensive mindset में जब जाते हैं, you end up making a lot of mistakes. And you look at how the session played out today. In the first session, man, uh, Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, Virat Kohli, just falling in a span of like 2 to 3 overs. 25 for one से 33 for three हो गया था. So that again, senior players not standing up when it really matters. Especially Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, man.
Like we are regressing as a team. We are exactly where um, we were when Virat Kohli took over as captain. Over reliance on one bowler, no
Yeah,
faction to get batters out who have predominantly sort of made a lot of runs against us. Our batting order, especially the top order, looking very very fragile. All these problems are like this is sort of like a deja vu moment
सही में.
in cricket history. Um,
This is like pre-Virat Kohli era, same issues we were facing.
and I don't know what needs to change, man. I really hope that some sense kicks into Kohli and Rohit because see, end of the day, as professional cricketers and a country which has so many aspirants, right, for those slots, then the
Yeah,
batting order, for you to go ahead and keep making the same mistakes again and again and again over same months and years, and for Rishabh Pant to do what he did in the last couple of innings, it's really sort of insulting to a lot of other players who aren't getting chances. And we're talking about elite athletes here, right? Like people who have the best of everything and are trained to sort of overcome a lot of hard moments and shine at times where normal cricketers or individuals wouldn't. And it's extremely, I know it's sort of like an overreaction to what just happened in that test match, but to be very, very honest, man, like your mental strength not being good enough is not an excuse. Is definitely not an excuse, and that's what all our top players showed today.
and not just you, right? I think what you're saying, बहुत सारे fans को ऐसे ही लग रहा होगा कि भाई अगर तुम्हारे young players आके इतना application दिखा सकते हैं, fight दिखा सकते हैं, why aren't our senior players stepping up? And yeah, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, we love you absolutely to bits. But yeah, I think once someone said leave Test cricket before Test cricket leaves you, and I think the time is right for them. And young players are showing them up, right? Like ये यशस्वी जायसवाल को देख भाई, पहली बार ऑस्ट्रेलिया गया है, but he's putting in that fight, putting in that grit. There was one moment in the day today when Mitchell Stark came and flipped the bails on the thing, and he was telling Yashasvi, "Do you believe in luck?" And he turns around and he's like, "I don't believe in luck. I believe in myself." So you need like that sort of grit, that sort of mentality, right? And hey, yaar, matlab Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli been a very disappointing sort of series so far. They are not doing what they were supposed to do, and probably they should take that cue from Ashwin and go. I think it's time for them to go. No better way to sort of put it. And there are good players waiting in the wings, waiting for those spots. And I think अभी नए players को लाना चाहिए इनकी जगह. Uh,
Been given enough chances also. It's not like we're just overreacting after one bad game or one bad series. Apart from that 100 that Kohli scored in the first test, I really don't remember any other series where Rohit and Virat have contributed significantly. They've got good starts in a lot of
Yeah,
games, but dude, it's I
not
think
bad.
about time. It's about time we give other players a chance. And plus, with the last game of the series upcoming, right? This experience might be a first test for like people like Abhimanyu Ishwaran and maybe Sarfaraz gets a nod. I don't know.
Shubman should come back in.
Someone should definitely get in. Like
Come
there's
on.
no question about it. He should 100% play. But for a lot of these players, right? Even if we lose the series from here, there's so much that they take away, and probably the next time they tour here, it sort of helps us tremendously. And bowling, man, where do we even start about the bowling? I think as much as we put the blame on our battles for what's happened today, I think bowlers also need to take some blame of what happened yesterday for the last, say, 90 to 120 minutes.
I think last couple of matches that factor has been exposed, right? Like I think one of the key things that came up under Virat Kohli's captaincy was that our bowling was capable of taking 20 wickets on any sort of surface. But अभी ऐसा लग ही नहीं रहा है यार. Even इसके पहले वाले मैच में भी Australian batters absolutely hammered our bowling. And in this match as well, they were good in like sessions. जब बुमराह आता है spell में, of course he's taking wickets, he's doing his.
बस वही है भाई, और कोई नहीं है.
Our bowling attack is basically one bowler, and then the rest of them are just fillers who are just coming in. Siraj ने कल चल थोड़ा contribute कर दिया. What he should be doing like consistently and should be expected of him. He's a senior member in the team. But yeah, it's not happening, man. And even in the spinners, Jadeja and Washington Sundar, both of them look like part-time spinners. आज नेथन लायन आया था भाई. नेथन लायन जैसे bowling डाल रहा था एंड में, it looked like he could get a wicket of like almost, especially the last session, looked like he could get a wicket of almost every other ball. And I don't think we have that in our armory. So quite sad looking at that. But we got to talk about Virat Kohli, man. Got out again the same way, right? I think the frustration stemmed from there's a clip going on around like on Twitter, which is a compilation of his last 9 dismissals, right? And almost same hai, bhai. Her dismissal almost same hai, where he's just chasing that fifth, sixth stump uh, ball and same वो slip के पास catch जा रहा है, keeper के पास catch जा रहा है. And if a great player like him can't rectify that mistake, so nothing more sort of symptomatic of him fading away, and maybe Test cricket is not his game anymore. And ho gaya bhai.
Dude, it's left me so disappointed. I don't want to watch any cricket for the foreseeable future. I really don't, man. But again, there's not much
It is what it is.
either. There's not
Yeah.
much to look forward to.
But आज के match में मतलब one of the good things that I saw was in the second section there was a good fight from Yashasvi, Jaiswal and Rishabh Pant, which was kind of expected. But all of that Rishabh Pant dismissal, the way he got out, left a bad taste in your mouth. And what Sunny Gavaskar said after his dismissal in the first innings, I think people at that time were like, "यार इतना overreaction, मतलब थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया." But this time around, it looked like he threw it away, man. He was playing so well. मतलब बहुत पेशेंस से खेल रहा था वो, छोड़ रहा था balls were coming and hitting him on the body, but pretty disappointing. I think that is where India lost the match.
Maybe he wanted to give it a shot. He knew this is the last session. If things go his way, we can actually sort of chase down the target. And he must have also thought that there are still say 6 wickets left. Maybe people that are going to come in next at least will be able to save the test match, but that wasn't to be. And no blame on them. I think lower order, I think
Can't
they
expect.
what they had to in this test match. But yeah, some questions and tough calls really need to come up now.
But again, right, यहाँ पे after Rishabh Pant also got out, there was like a proper collapse again. Jadeja भी out हो गया फटाक से. चल नीतीश कुमार रेड्डी, I wasn't expect, मतलब ठीक है, he in the first innings he gave his heart and soul, and like that must have taken a lot of energy out of him. So not he is forgiven for that. But yeah, even that Yashasvi Jaiswal dismissal on Snicko कुछ आया नहीं, मतलब that reading didn't really show, but like देखने में तो समझ आ रहा था कि हाँ भाई deflection है proper. What
Yeah.
did you think of that?
No, I looked pretty out to me, man.
I
Even without the DRS, his reaction was very sheepish initially.
उसको भी पता था भाई लग गया है, आउट हो चुका है.
Yeah.
But like there is like a lot of debate still going on around that, which is, मतलब I think people need something to talk about.
Yeah, it's that we lost the game, right? So
it's done. It's done.
what about our prospects of qualifying for the final? I'm pretty sure.
So World Test Championship का scenario, right? Like there are like from now either India will lose or draw or win the next match. So if India loses and India loses the series, we are done. Like there is no chance. even if India draws the next match, we are still done, no chance. But if India wins the Sydney Test match and there is a 2-2 result in the series, then Sri Lanka must defeat Australia by at least 1-0. अगर श्रीलंका के अगेंस्ट भी ऑस्ट्रेलिया का 1-1 हो जाता है या फिर दे विन 2-0, then India is out. But the most important thing is that India has to win the next match by any sort of this thing to stay in contention for the World Test Championship.
Which is not happening.
You've already written off the next Test match.
Yeah, man, this game was pretty disappointing. Like,
Yeah, I think for the team also this must be very demoralizing, right?
100%.
रोहित शर्मा भी भाई किस मुंह से वो अपने प्लेयर्स को बोलेगा कि तुम लोग परफॉर्म करो और तुम लोग बेटर सॉर्ट ऑफ विकेट्स लो या फिर तुम और रन बनाओ, जब उससे खुद से 10 रन से ज्यादा नहीं बनाए जा रहे.
It's come, that time in history has come to change, for the power to change hands, for a smooth transition.
Thank you, Rohit Sharma. Thank you, Virat Kohli.
Yeah,
it's time to say bye bye.
There's really no questions at this point now. But like, shout out to Australia also, man. Like, time and again they show us why they have been a champion team.
Yeah, man. Like,
no foul play this time, just pure skill, pure temperament. Amazing.
And they smelled that victory, right? Like, as soon as Rishabh Pant got out, they were all over us. They had close-in fielders, ekdam chatter bad gaya tha. Everyone was talking. You could see in our batters' body language also, they looked a little defeated after that whole thing. But yeah, man, I think we'll wrap up here today. I think that's a disappointing game. Let's see how the Sydney Test match goes. And yeah, anyone who's new here, first time watching our stuff on Ball and Banter, please subscribe to our channel. We are trying to get to 300 subscribers as soon as possible. And yeah, don't forget to like and tell us in the comments, what do you think? Is it time for Rohit Sharma to say goodbye? Is it time for Kohli also to say goodbye? And yeah, if you have any other observations, thoughts. So yeah, that's it from us. Bye-bye.
आज के लिए फिलहाल इतना ही. आपकी तरह मैं भी मायूस हूं, लेकिन उम्मीद पर दुनिया कायम है. दिल दुखा है लेकिन टूटा तो नहीं है, और उम्मीद का दामन छूटा तो नहीं है. इसलिए आज के लिए इतना ही.